いらっしゃい。いらっしゃい。楽しみやんね。おはよう。もうさっき起きたぜ。2分？フリーダムハーツどのタイミングなんだろうね。おはよう。そろそろかな。今ツイキャス開いてるので。ツイキャスじゃねえ。スイッチか。おはよう。初見がさんいらっしゃい。5時だよ、5時。眠いね。コメント流れるの早いな、ツイッチ。ツイッチが一番いいかな、見るの。今回のライブ、夜勤派だけじゃない。あと、スター・ウォーズと、スパイダーマンだったかなもある。5時の目覚ましが鳴ってた。さあ始まるぞ。きたー。スター・ウォーズバトルフロント2。今始まったよ。バトルフロント1やったことねえんだよな、俺。スパイダーマンも面白そうだよな。ほんと映画みたいだもんね。エゴはどうでもいい。マーベル VS カプコンは若干興味ある。銀覇来たー。どんな PV なんだろうね。ピックアップすんのグーフィーロケットだよ。関君おはよう。Welcome to the stage. 画面映してないよ俺。王様や。画面映した方がいい？読み込み中になっちゃった俺。
I am Jimmy Pitaro, and I am thrilled to welcome all of you here in the arena, as well as all of you joining our store, filled with previews, never before seen gameplay, announcements and product reveals, and of course, some very special guests. Now, what you all are about to see is a result of innovation, collaboration, and inspiration, led by the team at Disney Consumer Products and Interactive Media, where it is our mission to bring the magic of Disney into the daily lives of families and fans around the world. And when it comes to games, we're working with the best developers in the world to create experiences that put you at the center of the story. In fact, gamers and fans of our stories, quite honestly, has never been more exciting. And our slate, whether it's Disney magic, has never been more exciting.
あ、ごめんごめんごめんごめん。ちょっと待ってね。
Disney magic, our Star Wars adventure, creativity, there's something Marvel action, our Star Wars adventure. You're going to hear from the folks bringing you the biggest and most innovative games. You're going to hear from the folks bringing you the biggest and most innovative and tech-driven experiences in our history.
ごめんごめん、なんか反響してるかもしれない。すいません。
Get a first look at Star Wars
ちょっと待ってね。
Battlefront 2. Our most ambitious Star Wars game yet. It has everything you all have been asking for. Single player campaign mode. Much more content than the last Battlefront, and so much more.
俺、Twitch で見てる。
My daughter and my two nieces are in the audience today, and I'm incredibly proud that for the very first time, as a part of a major Star Wars video game, we will feature a female
これどう
protagonist.
せや。ちょっと待ってね。
She's a new character named Aiden, and players can follow her journey through an original story that helps bridge the gap between We'll then take a look at Marvel's Spider-Man. This is an all-new experience from Insomniac Games and Marvel that's exclusive to Sony's PlayStation. Now, this is a Spider-Man game unlike any you've ever played before.
スクロールの仕方が
Featuring a
わからんわ。
Spider-Man you've never seen before, and a story you've never heard before. To say this game is epic would be an understatement. And of course, we have something for our Disney fans. I'm assuming there's a few Disney fans in the audience right now. Well, trust me, you won't want to miss the announcement we're going to make about what's next for Kingdom Hearts 3.
おーい。キハ3。完成すごいな、おい。
Now, our friends at Square Enix have truly outdone themselves. I'm not going to steal anyone's thunder. I'm going to stop with now two exciting, never-before-seen projects that tap the latest technology and immerse you into the Marvel and Star Wars universes in ways you've only just imagined. If you've ever dreamed of being a Jedi or a superhero, and my son, who's also in the audience today, will definitely tell you that I have, well, your time has now come. These experiences truly are mind-blowing, and I can't wait for you to see them today. Now, the original plan was for me to host today's show, but I have a couple of friends who, between the two of them, have tens of millions of subscribers and followers. And as it turns out, I have just about zero. And so I thought you all might be really excited to hear from them instead. You know them as Jacksepticeye and Strawberry 17.
誰だか知らないんだよな。
And they're going to take the stage in just a minute. But before I wrap up, I want to thank all of you. Whether it's our theme parks, our movies, our TV shows, or our games, we're only able to bring the Walt Disney Company stories to life because you have made them such an important part of yours. So, on behalf of everyone who helped make today possible, thank you. Now, let's get started. Please welcome Jacksepticeye and Strawberry 17. Guys,
Hey, how's it going?
なんかどうもディズニーとリンクがあるらしいね、このストロベリーなんとかって人は。
This is crazy.
I just wanted to say thank you guys both so much. I know how passionate both of you are about video games, and I personally couldn't think of a better duo to be hosting us today. So,
Stop it some more.
oh, Jimmy.
Keep going.
With that, they are 100% yours. Knock them dead.
Woo!
Thank you. Bye, guys.
All right.
ああ、そうね。
Well, I'm excited to talk about video games. Are you?
Yes. Who else is excited about video games?
Anyone excited for Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah.
A few people.
All right, we'll save that for last.
Wait, but what are you excited for?
Wait, let's do this on the count of 3, okay?
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Kingdom
Spider-Man.
Hearts.
男は帰れ。
Hey, we're
何がスパイダーマン
hosting
だ
this
よ。
together.
Okay, okay. Yeah, we
Let's
can
do
do
this
it.
one more time.
Okay.
Ready?
3, 2,
会うまでやんの？
Star Wars.
おい。
Kick it off with some Battlefront 2.
スター・ウォーズだってよ。つまんねえ演
We
出
got
す
some
ん
very
だよ。
special guests here today. Please help me welcome on stage Janina Gavankar, who plays Commander Iden Versio in Star Wars Battlefront 2, and Steve Blank from the Lucasfilm Story Group.
みんな英語理解できてる。
Hi, guys.
Welcome. Welcome.
God, hi. How are you?
It's okay, everyone's excited.
I know. Yeah, please sit
やめんか。
Take a chair.
Everyone.
Guys, I've never heard that song before. Is that new?
I can't do it. You just please tell them. Please tell them immediately.
Of course, I would be happy to. That is a brand new theme song for Iden Versio.
You have your own song. That's crazy.
I want a theme song
Me too.
Pretty cool.
Next year.
next year.
Next year.
So, Steve, you're from the Lucasfilm Story Group, so could you give us a little bit of an overview on what Battlefront 2 is for those of us who may not be familiar with it?
Of course, I would be happy to. So far, we've gone through a couple events, talked about a couple of.
やだよ、金7時とかだったらマジで。なえるわ。
Star Wars Celebration, a number of new pieces of information, and then we followed up last month at EA Play, which maybe people saw Janina host in an incredible way.
Did great.
Killed it.
And what we've
ちょっ
been
と
sharing
飲み物
is
取
some
ってく
great
んね。
details coming out of DICE, Motive, and Criterion for all of the great multiplayer combat we're going to see. We're going to see across all 3 eras in this game in multiplayer. So we're going to see prequel trilogy, we're going to see original trilogy, we're going to see new trilogy, and incredible space combat is going to be a major part of this game. And of course, the reason Janina and I are here today, we have announced that there's going to be a single-player campaign mode.
Yes.
Yes.
I am. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, guys. I am most excited for that. So just please tell me more about the single-player campaign.
I would love to. So it's been a great collaboration with Motive Studios and specifically our writers for the single-player campaign are Mitch Dyer and Walt Williams. Awesome guys. And this image that is up on the giant screen behind me
It's very big.
is perfectly encapsulates sort of what the catalyst for this story is. So you've got standing up there Commander Iden Versio herself, leader of Inferno Squad with her comrades Del and Hask in the background, and they are watching the explosion of the second Death Star, a really memorable moment, obviously, from Star Wars. But what is unique about this is that we're seeing it from the Imperial perspective now. And so what does that mean if you are part of the Empire, you watch the destruction of the second Death Star, you know about the death of the Emperor, what challenges does that present to you? What choices do you have to make? And that's really the thrust of our story, is watching Iden as she has to go down that path in a new world order.
That
Great.
sounds so good.
So, we've heard a lot about Commander Iden Versio.
もうちょっと画面消える。すまんすまん。
Star Wars.
うわっ。広告。やめえや、広告。だいま。
That's what happened to me. I'm so honored. That being said, I'm also a gamer, and I have been for a while, and I love this medium so very much for storytelling. And it's like this wonderful place to be able to unpack this perspective. And the thing that was so surprising in this whole experience so far has been how collaborative it is. I did not think that was the case. I thought I would show up and they'd say, please stand here and say these words, and now you're in a Star Wars. And that's not what it's been. As actors, we've been given access to the writers and the producers and the directors and military consultants to really work on making this an authentic Star Wars story. And they let me do things. Like, I got to do EA Play, and like, I
loved you at that. Can I just interject? I was excited about this, but seeing you so pumped and so passionate about your character made me like jump out of my skin. I have to play this game.
I get to come to stuff like this, and then like, do you want to see a video?
You want to see a video?
This video in particular is wonderful because it's like a backstage pass to see what it's like to break new ground in the Star Wars galaxy.
Wow. Star Wars galaxy.
I've always been a fan of the dark side. The idea of the Imperial perspective is you never really understand who they are as people, right? How the organization works.
Ohio.
How can we distill that and how can we make a story around that?
We are何このゲーム?
The story of Battlefront 2 is absolutely an essential story.
What happened after Return of the Jedi? What happened to the galaxy? What happened to the Empire without an emperor?
What it might feel like to be in this galaxy as it starts to break apart.
What's really exciting about this story is that we're going to see it from the point of view of a character like Iden. So we're going to see it from this Imperial point of view.
Inferno Squad is a black ops team that most people don't even know exists.
We weren't expecting special forces.
We happen to be
まだローグワン見てないんだよ
when the
ね。
second Death Star explodes.
Iden is presented with an extreme challenge, the destruction of the Death Star 2 and the death of the Emperor.
What sort of choices would somebody in that situation have
確か
to
に
make
眠り
about
そう
who
だわ。
they are and what the galaxy
いつなんだろうね。絶対
And
鳥
it's
だよ、キン
interesting.
ハス
Does
リー。
that mean, now that the Empire's fallen, that they're the underdogs?
Iden is a tried and true Imperial. She's somebody who grew up on a planet called Vardos.
She was very quickly put into a military camp for children.
She has spent her whole life building up to this moment to be commander of Inferno Squad.
Moff Raiders informed the Admiral that Operation Cinder could proceed as planned.
Hask is the most zealous of them all, I would say. He's the most interested and invested in how far the Empire is willing to go.
He was an orphan, so he needed something to latch onto.
まだキンハ全然触れられてないから大丈夫だよ。
Justice and order.
Even when people are faltering around him, he pushes forward and says, no, the Empire is the way.
I'm picking up distress calls, too many to count.
Del has seen more of the galaxy than most people in the Empire. He actually grew up on Coruscant during the time of the Jedi.
He brings a lot of humor.
Him and Iden have a bit of a banter, have a bit of a laugh.
Family is a really important element in Star Wars, and one of the things that we wanted to make sure we captured is the dynamic between Garrick Versio and his daughter Iden Versio.
This is the catalyst for Iden, where she learns the future of the Empire and she's elevated to a point.
10分のトレーラーで本当に。俺のリアクションが持たねえわ、それ。
She's my daughter. She's all I have. I do need for her to understand why I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Everything in Star Wars is connected, and part of our job is to make sure that the games we're making do connect back into that
確か
larger
にゲームと
universe.
しては面白そうだよな、
But
バ
we're
トル
now
フロ
able
ント
to。use this game and Battlefront 2 as a resource to take this information into future development projects.
Hope cannot save them!
I think all those
Not
gamers out
so
there
bad.
just love it.
This is the culmination of all the things that are good in the world. Video games, Star Wars, and a team of people that are willing to take the time to do the work.
We have to take risks, we have to be bold, we have to push everyone's boundaries and leave a good footprint behind.
big deal. That was awesome.
No big deal, just a Star Wars game. You could feel the whole game in the stage as well.
Like a massage.
Yeah. I saw a few lightsabers down there, so that's just so cool. So there's a lot of Star Wars out there. We have TV, we have movies, we have animated. So what sets this story apart from those stories, and specifically in regards to video games?
それ役
The term story in
完
your
璧にはできねえよ
subtitles, so you take this one.
I will tackle that. So I think one of the things that we always approach as a story group when we're thinking about telling new Star Wars stories in general is what is the right story per
ストー
platform?
リーグループはどうやってお話を伝えようかいつも常に考えてますとか言ってる。
And one of the great things about video games is that you actually get to inhabit a character. You get to play as somebody. And so what was fascinating to us about Battlefront 2 and Iden Versio is that you get to be a commander in the Empire at this really challenging time. And so that's something that we wanted people to be able to feel and be able to go out there and be that Imperial. And so with that video game, you get the opportunity to do that. You can play as that character, which is always
なん
incredibly
か
exciting.
会場リアクション薄くね。
I'm also kind of a big Star Wars
みんな
fan.
気ハマってんじゃねえの
I've never heard of Vardos before. Is it a place I can vacation? Is it good this time of year? Please tell me more.
I will answer that as Iden.
Okay.
Vardos is beautiful. I'll tell you why. It's an imperial homeworld. It's beautiful because it's peaceful and it's orderly, like all planets should be in the galaxy.
Yeah. My butt is clenched.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. I mean, it's where she grew up, and it's where she went to school. She was the top of her class. Vardos holds a lot of heart for her.
Yeah.
And it's also where she learned to be a commander, you know? And like look at this girl. The great thing is, on November 17th,
この方がペアノートです
what
か
it's like to be a commander
やめえや
for the Empire.
聞いてなかった
That's cool. I'm excited. I can't wait to play.
It's kind of scary. Just saying.
Just come on over to this side of things.
Okay, I'm warming up to it a small bit, okay? So we're going to try something a little different this time. We're going to throw to a caller on a live stream. We have a person named John who's a huge fan of the series, and they're actually in Anaheim.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and throw to them if we have that.
Yeah, that'd be great. John, are you there?
Yep, hello? Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, I want to ask a few questions. My other name is FN2187.
おおこれあれ俳優さんだよね本人なんでもいいけどロムティス来いよ
Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Finn himself, John Boyega is here. Hi.
Battlefront, cool. How's it going?
You sit here.
Battlefront 2,
Come
jeez.
sit. No. You sit here.
I love you too, babe. How you doing?
Oh.
John, I'm a bit flustered. I knew you were coming out, but now I'm here and it's all happening.
I had to. I've just left the Last Jedi panel, and I had to stop by and give my gamers a visit.
キーハマ
You're
だ
a big Battlefront fan, right? Genuinely.
Yes, I am. Yes, I'm a massive Battlefront fan, and
どう
I don't know if you
これ
remember, I actually
おはよ
sent out a tweet,
うこれ
which
この後さ
I just sent
スパイダーマンいやスパイダーマンも最後から2番目とかだろうななんかレゴのマーベルとかマーベル VS カプコンとかいろいろやった後に来るんだろうなこれ放送自体何時間の予定なんだろうこんな大掛かりなイベントだからさ多分2時間ぐらいあると思うんだけどさ
Are you gonna play as yourself?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
So, as a huge fan of Battlefront 2, what are you most looking forward to in this new version of the game?
I've only played like
Wait, you've played it?
yeah.
Uh-oh.
もうやってんのか
Yikes.
Dude, what?
Yep, that's me right there.
Amazing.
Come on.
By the way, don't judge.
怒られてる
Okay, it's different. The game's set up different. But I've played it.
何勝手にプレイしてんのよって怒られてる
Good. You are phenomenal in it. It's
Thanks.
fantastic.
Oh
It's
my
a great
God.
story. And I'm excited for people to get to know these characters on a more intimate level.
部活ちょっとぐらい遅刻しても大丈夫だよ。大丈夫大丈夫。日曜だよだって。
due to that single player campaign. But also on top of that, I'm gonna be whooping a lot.
俺が許す。
Don't worry, there's gonna be some time for that.
Well, thanks for giving us something to look forward to. Now you guys are leaving us with something today?
Yes. Check under your chairs.
Oh, us.
Not you guys. Check under your chairs.
椅子をチェックしろっ
What
て
do you
言っ
want
てる。
to? I didn't know you were
Huh?
coming, so we didn't bring one for you.
Whoa, look at
We'll
the
one for John. I feel like that's a thing. But that's, I know they're not under your chairs at this moment, but we are happy to say we didn't want to leave anyone empty-handed. So at the end of this panel, when you are leaving, everyone will get this fantastic
みんな
poster
これ手に入るっつってる。
of Aiden and her awesome.
いらんくね。
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Give it up for
guys.
Star Wars. Thanks for being here.
お疲れー。お疲れー。
That was Finn.
思ったよりあっさり終わったな。
Walking up on stage. Whatever.
Back in his head still.
Hi, thank you. That's my name, yes. I love you too. So, that was a little crazy. We all went a bit wild there with that one. So, we're going to slow things down a small bit. We're going to change things up and switch gears a bit. So, we're going to bring out Mike Goslin, who is the VP of Advanced Development at Disney. So, give it up for Mike.
ディズニーのディベロッパー。
Mike,
How's it going?
my boy. What's
Mike,
up?
how you doing?
Thanks for joining us. So I heard you're here today to talk about augmented reality. So for people who don't know what that is, could
態度でかっ。
explain it a little bit?
Sure. Augmented reality is a technology that lets you combine computer-generated objects with the real world. So bringing them together to create an illusion. So I could put a virtual
アーギュメンテントリアリティだっ
right
て。
there in front of us, and it would
ゲーム
look
関
like
係ねえじゃねえか
look。around it and look from any angle, and it'd stay in the right spot.
Wow, I would want like a cute monkey or a panda.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We can do that too.
But it's also like the Snapchat filters, right?
Yeah, you know the mustaches. You know you can put the
Pokemon
mustache.
Go.
Again, it's a computer mustache, real face together. It looks like I have a mustache.
I
But
love that stuff.
we think AR can do a lot more.
Really?
Yeah.
So, how does Disney fit into the whole augmented reality world then?
Disney's always used technologies to find new ways to tell stories. I learned this back when I started at Imagineering.
会社自慢の話
I
で
think
すわこれ。
AR is a great platform for a new kind of storytelling.
イクモンさんも KH いつだかわかんないですね。
So
I'm excited to see some of it.
yeah, heck yeah, man. So do you have
待てないね。
Well, so
もどかし
Star
い。
Wars, we
こ
got
れオール
Star
した
Wars,
人
so,
きついで
of
しょ。
course, AR has always been a big part of the Star Wars stories, going back all the way to the beginning. So remember in the first, in A New Hope, Princess Leia appears early in the movie as a hologram, and then later all the way up
That
to
part.
Force Awakens, where they have the galaxy maps and the Starkiller base.
ホログラム。
So it's always been really important. My personal favorite, though, is the Holo Chess game from the Millennium
Oh,
Falcon. You know,
yeah.
the little monsters.
That's so cool.
Anybody like Holo Chess? Yeah.
We haven't been able to play it yet, though.
Well, we've
俺に
always
せ
wanted
か
to
されても
create
な。
that game, and we've never been the
でも
technology.
このつながりはさ、キーハにスター・ウォーズ出るってことでいいのかね。
Until now?
We've been working on our own version of augmented reality, and I'm very excited to give you a very first look at it today. I've got
Whoa.
this case right here. So
俺2時頃寝てたかな。何それ。
So this has
VR?
never been seen before. I'm revealing this for the first time. We've been working on, we teamed up with Lenovo and Lucasfilm to build our very own augmented reality headset. This will let everyone experience their favorite moments from Star Wars like never before.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
So let me tell you, it's very simple.
Okay.
Let me tell you how it works.
Yeah.
You download an app to your phone, you slip your phone into the headset, right here,
Whoa.
and then you put it on and you're ready to play.
That's incredible. That's
Whoa.
so easy.
You want to try it on?
Yeah.
Here you go.
いいなぁ。
Wow. Wait,
Whoa.
can you see me?
Yeah.
How
Wait,
does
so
it-
I can still see everything. Hi.
Yeah, so
Do I look cool?
So it's really important to be able to see, right? Because again, you're combining computer images with the
トール君と通話してん
It's
の
like wearing sunglasses.
Yeah.
So not everybody can try it on today, unfortunately. So I was able to smuggle some footage out of our lab on some experiences that we've been working on.
Nice.
Right, so now you can play Holo Chess for real in your own living room. See, that's our rug, that's our room. And you can bring epic battles to life where action figures run around and you've got X-wings and Imperial Walkers all in your room, all
Your
around
living
you.
room, you're just.
And we're just getting started.
Okay, so I have to ask this just because, yeah, I mean, clap, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal.
It's 2017, it's about time. We've been waiting for this. But I think what everyone's probably thinking is, what about lightsabers, right?
Of course.
Okay, so you got your lightsabers, right? So we were inspired by that moment where Luke turns on his lightsaber.
絶賛今は俺鼻声中なんだけ
Has
ど、
anybody dreamed of
それでもなければ。
having a lightsaber?
I think there's a couple of lightsabers down there.
So that's what we're going for, and we're going to be showing you a great deal more of this in the coming weeks. We've got lots of stuff to show. I can only give you a quick glimpse today, but we've got a little bit of video here.
Ooh.
Wow.
ウェルビットビデオアゲインだって。この人可愛くない？なんだろう。ジェダイチャレンジーズ。あ、てっきりイベント系で体験するやつかと思ったらちゃんと発売するんだ。ジェダイチャレンジ .com。自分がジェダイになったかのように遊べるゲームだって。アーカイブ一応残すけど、多分反応は反応で切り取ってアップしようかな。マーベルだって。
So you might have seen a small game called Spider-Man at E3.
Spider-Man?
Closed out the Sony press conference. Pretty big deal. So let's
次
bring
スパイダー
on
マン。
stage right
割と
now
ハイペースじゃない？
Bozeman, the executive
いい
creative
ぞ。
director at Marvel Games, and Brian Intihar, creative director at Insomniac Games.
Give it up! Hey, buddy!
ガタイいいの来た。
So, Spider-Man.
I like the red too.
何この悪の科学者とその実験台になる弟みたいな二人組は。
It's an amazing institution of higher learning.
Guys, we're so incredibly
Empire
excited about
State.
Spider-Man. I mean, we're all a bunch of webheads here, right, guys?
Yeah.
A little bit. So, can you talk
スパイダーマン
about
楽しそうだよ
the game
な。
about what goes into creating it? Because it's massive. This is a big game.
It is big, and I mean it's funny you mention that because it's our most ambitious game yet. I mean it's really unprecedented to have Marvel working with Insomniac and Sony, and yes, it's going to be huge. It's going to be massive, but at the same time, we're really telling a very personal and human story. And I was reminded of that yesterday. I was actually sitting out there, and I was watching.
人の髪の毛を勝手にかけないでくれるか。
And he was telling a story when he became editor-in-chief, and he went into Stan Lee's office, and he said, "Stan, what's the key to telling a Marvel story, creating a Marvel character?" And Stan said, "Hey, you can have a character in a cool costume on the edge of a building, and they can jump off, and you can look and say, well, that's a pretty cool costume." But Stan said, if you can get the people to care about the person under the mask, if you get to know who they are, who they're fighting for, what they care about, then when that character jumps off the building, you are with them jumping off the building. And when I was a kid and I read my Spider-Man comics, whatever was going on in my life, it went away, and I was with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And so when we decided to make the game, we
I
wanted
was
to find
with
a
Spider-Man って
partner who
めっ
understood
ちゃ好きなんだな。
who not only could tell amazing stories, who not only had a spectacular level of quality, and could also bring the fun of Spider-Man, but most importantly, we wanted to find friends who grew up with Spider-Man just like us. And we found that perfect partner in Insomniac.
Aww. Love that.
You guys are gonna make us cry.
こいつは俺の完璧なパートナーだぜっつってる。
So, as he said, Insomniac.
長々と感動的な話をありがとうな。
Great wealth library of games, and we all love them, and they're super fun to play. So, Can you tell us why you chose to do a Spider-Man game this time around?
It's Spider-Man. I mean,
good answer.
I mean, for me and for everybody in Insomniac, I mean, quite frankly, this is a dream come true. I mean, look at that character. I mean, look, we are just like everybody out there. We are fans. We love this character, we love Marvel, and when it comes to Spider-Man, he just fits our studio culture, our personality so well, from his sense of humor to the relatability to telling that human story, but also swinging around New York City, all those gadgets, all the quips. It fits Insomniac perfectly.
Yeah. So, Bill, it's a new universe and it's a new story. It still has the DNA of actually being Spider-Man, but could you tell us a bit about the new world that you guys are creating?
Yeah, well, we were really inspired, in fact, by, there was a comic book series called Ultimate Spider-Man.
So good!
Might have heard of it.
So good.
And when they launched that book, they were retelling the Spider-Man story from the very beginning, but in a new way. They wanted to keep readers guessing, and we were really inspired by that. So you will see very familiar faces, but you will see them in new positions. You'll see a mix of characters you know very well, and then there may be some characters that you don't know, but that you're soon going to love. So we want to keep everybody on the edge of your seats and tell an all-new original Spider-Man story. We're going to tell our Spider-Man story.
Ah, that's so cool.
So, did you bring a video?
完成がねえな。
Well, I think not only do we have a video, well, why don't you take it away, because
All right.
you're in it.
So, as I said, I'm up here representing Insomniac, but I'm just part of an amazing team in Burbank and in North Carolina that are working on Spider-Man. And video game development is challenging, tough, but also exciting. And we have a little piece that shows you what it goes into making Spider-Man.
The greatest thing about working on a Spider-Man game is that you're working on a Spider-Man game.
まあ確かにゲームとしての期待値は高いんだよ
Spider-Man game. We really care about storytelling here at Insomniac.
And I think that's how we go into every day we come here. There's this push to really get it right.
One of the most compelling things about Spider-Man is just when Peter Parker and Spider-Man's worlds collide. And we've tried really hard to weave the two stories together to create a story that is not necessarily just a superhero story, but a human story as well.
So this Spider-Man is a little different. He's older. He's 23, so he's been Spider-Man for 8
years. D23 は俺もそんな詳しくないんだけど、ディズニーが毎年やるディズニーのイベント、ディズニー関連のものを発表するイベント。
We always think of Spider-Man as we call him the acrobatic improviser. He's looking for not only how he can take advantage of the way the enemies are positioned, but what around him. Could he use this object to grab with his webs and throw at an enemy? We want people to not only see the enemies in front of them, but the environment around to take advantage of both of them.
He also knows that the criminals out in the city know how he works as well, so he's got to mix it up.
So even though he is more experienced, the challenges are going to be bigger than he's ever faced before.
Spider-Man has a rich history of having great stories. The core of our story is this duality between being Peter Parker and being Spider-Man. What's cool about Mr. Negative is that he also has a duality. He's got his positive side as Martin Lee, who runs the homeless shelters in the city, but he also has his negative side.
When Peter makes the connection that the leader of the inner demons is the guy who my aunt works for, we got the perfect collision of those two worlds.
So many people have their own vision of what Spider-Man should look like, what he should sound like, and in the end, we just have to put a new and fresh twist on who he is.
And for us, it's really important to deliver those big spectacle moments, those near impossible scenarios that only someone like Spider-Man can survive, and put you in that action. You got this, you got this, you got this.
クソ回線だからさ。
We understand what this character means to people in here, and we're making this game with a lot of heart, and we're going to do whatever it takes to give people the ultimate Spider-Man experience, the game that they've been waiting for.
止まったりするかも。
It's so good!
So good. I am chilled.
I've seen that video like 200 times, and I still smile after every time.
止まる？
It's incredible. I cosplay like as Spider-Gwen.
止まったりしてたら教えて。
So I'm
Wait, so when am I going to see the White Spider version of your?
When is it? I got my suit. I'll be right back.
Okay, all right, all right.
No. Okay, we'll just finish this up, guys. There was something we had never seen before in that video. There was Peter's apartment, and he was fighting Fisk. That's exciting.
Yeah, well, we wanted to bring something new to the D23 crowd, right? So those two scenes that you saw, they talk about those colliding worlds. Like, we're going to get very personal. So you see where Peter Parker lives when he has the mask off. You see what's all in his room, and all those elements make Peter who he is. And so we're getting very, very.
もしなんか画質悪いの我慢できなかったら、概要欄にある元のチャンネルから見た方がいいよ。
So again, we're going to see it's a fresh new way to see both sides of this character's life that we love.
And that's just really a small glimpse at some of the characters you're going to see in this game.
Yeah, that's just the opening.
Yeah, that's just the opening of the game, you know, in the beginning of the game. So we have a huge cast, lots of villains, lots of them.
Yes.
And I think people.
止まるか。
I'm pretty excited too.
Me too. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the story side of the new Spider-Man game, but everyone wants to know. I want to know about.
申し訳ねえな。画質はちょっとごめん。
The parkour. Can you tell us a bit about that?
As Peter says in the video, we got this. We got it.
じゃあ俺うちほんとね、回線悪いのよ。
Nailing the web swinging is crucial. It's a requirement. And I mean, even since, you know, E3 was a month ago, you know, we've already improved our web swinging. It's easier to gain speed now. You know, yes, we've read all the feedback online.
なんか本当に画質気になる人はね、元のチャンネル飛んだ方がいいよ。
Constantly looking to improve the game, so you know, we want to continue to have that sense of flow, fluidity.
多分動き激しいとビットレートじゃねえや。いろいろ下がって、あれ、クソ見づらいよ俺の放送は。それだけ警告文書いとくか。
You can stick it in objects, but I can also stick it onto an enemy. If they're close enough, they just slam into each other. So we want to have gadgets that really allow him to have a lot of fun during combat as well.
That's awesome. I can't wait to play it.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
Thank you for having me, guys. Have a great show.
Spider-Man.
So much Spider-Man stuff.
Awesome.
That's pretty great.
It's amazing. It's spectacular. It's superior. It's going to be the ultimate Spider-Man experience.
That's pretty good. I feel like you've said that before. Yeah, it's in the back of his head. So what else can we check out here at D23 from Marvel Games?
Yeah, so if you go to the Marvel booth, we have 5 games that you can get your hands on right now. We have 2 of our mobile games, Marvel Future Fight and Marvel Puzzle Quest. We have 2 console games, Marvel Heroes Omega and Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Oh, love that game.
All at the booth right now. You can play them today.
Nice.
お小太郎。
Wait, there's only 4 games up there, though.
Well, Jack, you were very smart, my friend. I'm glad you mentioned that because our 5th game is Lego Marvel Superheroes 2.
Yeah!
Yeah.
I got to play that at E3. It's incredible.
It's really cool. This one is a sequel to the first one. What's awesome about this is the villain is Kang the Conqueror.
いや、俺が普通にね、配信時の出力ビットレート下げてるから、そもそも画質良くならないんだよ。俺の声聞こえるからいい？ありがとう。みんなありがとう。優しいな。
Yes, please. I've been waiting.
And there's actually another Spider-Man that we haven't announced yet.
Another Spider-Man?
Hey, you know, again, this is for the D23 fans. You want to see a character reveal?
Yeah.
Character review.
Let's do it.
レゴどうでもよすぎる。あ、元の開きつつってのはいいかもしれない。これがアナザースパイダーマンだ。
There we we go. It's the homemade suit from Spider-Man Homecoming, and hey, the game is available to pre-order today.
Oh, it's so exciting. That suit looks so comfy. Like, that's my sweatpants.
Yeah, he's so cute.
Yeah.
俺も眠いわ。
So, that was incredible, but that's not all. You have a really, really big announcement today.
Well, I mean, again, D23 is the ultimate fan experience, right? So, how about a world exclusive premiere?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Do you want to hear about a game that no one in the entire universe have heard about yet? All right, this is just for you. You know, we've talked about
6時からバイト早いな。
we've talked about console games. Hey, you ready for Marvel to go virtual reality?
Yeah.
VR だって。VR でスパイダー酔いそうだな。スパイディだけじゃないのか。あ、読み込み。マジで通販の時に読み込み変になんないでほしいな。このスーパーガールみたいの誰？ワンダ？これ面白いんか。
Yeah. So you might have been wondering who this man is who just wandered up on stage while that was going on. We have on stage with us Steve Arnold, who is the head of Oculus Studios.
キャプテンマーベルって誰？
Thank you, Steve, for being with us here today.
It's so great to be here with you guys.
Was that
キャプテンマーベルって言うんだ。
I know how excited you are.
She's my fave. I like her too. Steve, let me ask, why a Marvel game in VR? I mean, why not, right? But why?
Well, in VR, I mean, you can do the impossible. And so we have this incredible opportunity to deliver experiences that are essentially just wish fulfillment.
Yeah.
And so I remember years ago when I first tried the Rift, I think that my first thought coming out of it was, man, I wish I had superpowers.
なんかまだ開発始まったばっかなのかな。
I want to shoot beams out of my hands. I want to lift a car over my head and throw it at bad guys. And so maybe a little selfishly, I wanted to build a game that delivered on that fantasy. And for me personally, my opinion is there is no one that does superheroes and superpowers better than the folks at Marvel. And so they have been the perfect partner to make this game with.
Yeah, I mean, you're spot on with that one.
Yeah.
That's so exciting though, right? You read a comic book, you do the cosplay, the next best thing would to become that hero and have the powers.
For sure.
That's usually what Photoshop is for me, but now we get to go into VR. So for people who never tried VR, can you tell us how this will work with Marvel?
Sure, there are a couple of things that VR does really well that we
ビッ
want
トレー
to
ト低い
do
からね
in this game.
俺のチャンネルは。
One is kind of the sense of scale you get being in virtual reality. And so we're building characters like Rocket Raccoon who are
いや
actually
ビットレート1000とか1500でやりたいんだけど、そうなるとね止まるんですよ今度は。
in there looking down at your enemies.
だから下げないとね止まらない放送ができない。
There's a power of social presence that you get in VR where you can be in there with someone who's maybe miles and miles away, but you feel like you're in the same room with them. And so we really wanted to make sure this game, you could play it cooperatively and be teammates. And I mean, who doesn't love a classic Marvel team up? So
Yeah, it's kind of incredible.
Yeah, so you mentioned that there's Rocket, and we can see Hulk on the screen and some other characters as well, but are there any other characters that you're going to bring to the game?
Well, I can say this, you know, this is only the beginning. There's going to be a full roster of characters, and next week at San Diego Comic-Con, You can play the game. You can unleash your inner hero at San Diego Comic-Con, and we're also going to do another character reveal.
Ooh, any hints?
Yeah.
なんかこのメガネのおじさん態度でけえな。
Shield may come from the ceiling and
All right.
take me away.
We won't put you at risk. Well, has anyone
3500で放送。めちゃめちゃすごいな。
Well, I hope you don't get mad, but maybe one of your friends.
センすら言ってねえよ。
Powers United VR. Tyler's to my right. Hi. And Ethan.
You guys are so big. I'm so small.
All right, come on, guys. We got work to do.
この人すげえな。
As a team.
めちゃめちゃ回線太いんだな。
Thought we were just gonna get to hang out and look at cool space stuff. I got it. Tyler, where are you?
I'm above you.
あ
I am a surgeon with this thing.
Watch this sick move. I got a missile.
Nice hands.
All right, so we just finished up with Marvel Powers United
あ、
VR. This game
マ
is
ークプラン
exclusive on the
マーク
Oculus
プランだっけなんだっけ
Touch, so it'll become
名前忘れたけどこの人めっちゃ有名な YouTuber だ。
That's cool. I was
おお、本人来た。
Well,
Hi.
look who we have.
この人声かっこいいよね。
Oh, yes. I know.
So you got to play the game already. We
Yeah,
didn't,
I
but you
know.
got to play the game.
I know, yeah.
Of course.
It was great.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it was.
Must be nice being Markiplier.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, it was really cool. We played it for about an hour. That was only like a minute-long video. We had a ton of fun with it. Yeah. It was an early release of it, so we tried our best to break it, and that was even more fun. Just being with our friends, because you were right, like the sense of scale is different. Like I
すご
played
い
the whole
な。
game,
ちゃんと
it felt so
YouTuber
small,
呼ぶんだ
and
な。
Ethan was Rocket Raccoon down there, and he was just like, "Whoa, Mark, is that you?" And yeah, it's me.
But then you can trigger Rocket's jetpack, and then you're 20 feet in the air.
Yeah, whatever. That's less impressive.
Bigger than the Hulk.
Yeah.
Rocket.
Best part about this is, guys, when it comes out, we can all play it together. I'll be Captain Marvel.
I call Hulk.
I'll be Hulk.
Mark can be Hulk. You can be Rocket.
What does it mean, Rocket? I got Hulk, right? I can be Hulk.
I'm not for sure about that. We'll discuss that later. You'll be Hulk. Thanks so much for joining us, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
マークすぐ帰っちゃって。ああ。急に前のやつだなこれは。だから一瞬さ机にの音がしたなって思ったんだよ。前と同じ映像だけで終わるなよ。いやー、これこの前のやつだね。いいぞ。何回見たことか。何回見たことかこの映像。おはよう。いらっしゃい。ちゃんと日本語やん。英語版まだ用意してないのかな。あちらから。
好きにするがいいさ。ただし一つだけ教えておく。この世界に黒い箱はないかい？
黒い箱？
モザイクはマジでごめん許して。いやすごいよなセカンドモード。誰がゲストで来るんだろう。
どうやってこの世界に呼び戻すというのだ。ロクサスを復 活させるということは、そら、
ここは前と一緒だ。
お前は結局闇の力を
この後トーク挟むのかな。本気で聞かないとな。完成すごい。やっぱこれみんな待ってたんだよ。そうですよ。今日が本番ですよ。わお。わ、すごい完成。やべえ。
You guys excited for it?
Yeah.
So is my extreme honor to be able to welcome on stage Tetsuya Nomura and
あ、
Kaori
徹夜野村来るっ
to
て。
talk about Kingdom Hearts 3.
お、マジか。おお。忙しいな。先週まで大阪にいたんだぞ。お疲れ様。イエーイ。相変わらず短パン。
We're celebrating 15 years of Kingdom Hearts, and it's been the busiest year. Can you reflect on
15周年でとても忙しい年ですねっつって。
まずキングダムハーツが15周年を迎え、とても忙しい1年だと思いますが、野村さんはいかがでしょう。またファンのリアクションはいかがですか。
はい、ですね、
はいはい
15周年の今年、まず 2.8 を皮切りにですね、
うん、
1.5、
出たね。
2.5 と、そしてスマートフォンでユニオンクロスの展開が始まりまして、まあタイトル的には15周年分のいろんなものが今年
本当だよ、グッズ出過ぎなんだよ。
全てにつながっているという感じですかね。
Well, I feel like there's so much going on for the 15th anniversary on the road to 3. We had the release of Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 Remix, Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, and recently underwent a name change for Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. So I believe we're doing all the things we need to, and I think he has a little more to say.
そして15周年を記念してですね、
うん
ワールドツアーでコンサートを世界回りまして、
終わったねコンサート。
終了したんですけども、自分も一部、会場に伺ってですね、ファンの熱気を直接
早く情報早く。
Well, recently we wrapped up the Kingdom Hearts World Orchestra, where I was able to go and visit. I've heard from our staff and saw the reactions and actually really felt the passion myself from all the fans.
That's awesome. So at last, yes, definitely.
雑王さんってちょっと困ってんじゃん。飲むティーテンション上げて。
Last D23 event, you announced the Big Hero 6 world, and we already know. Yes, we already know that there's going to be a Tangled world as well.
いやいやいや。
I believe that you
み
have
ん
a
な知
new
っての通
world to
り。
show off for us today.
今日はいろんな情報が出るぜって言ってる。
前回の D23 ではベイマックスのワールドと塔の上のラプンツェルも発表されました。今回もワールド発表があるとお伺いしましたが、いかがでしょうか。
はい、そうですね。これまで D23 は何度か参加させていただいたんですけども、まあ、
いらっしゃい
あまり多くの情報はお届けできなかった。
本当だよ。
今回はちょっと特別、新しいワールドの、情報を多めに
多め
ましたので、
ええ
ご覧いただきたいなと思ってます。
楽しみすぎる。
Well, I've actually been to D23 a couple of times, but I don't think I've been able to show all that much information.
多めっつったよ、多め。多めって言うと何個 5個ぐらい欲しいな、少なくとも。
じゃあ早速ですが、
マジ
皆さんもう見ますかね。
見ようぜ。
Alright, well, do you guys want to see it now?
イエーイ。もう来んの？ちょっと待ってお茶飲もう。
それでは映像をお願いします。
Alright, so let's roll the
来
trailer.
たー。うおー。ここまだオリンポスだな。すごい打ってる。待って、これ操作してんのこれ。アクション性めっちゃ高くね。ホワイライトタウンだ。ネオシャドウとダスクが一緒にいるぞ。どういう状況だこれ。うお あらー。お、わ、なんだっけこいつ名前。シールダーみたいな。てか、なんか手前に来る文字邪魔くせえな。すごいすごい、ボス戦だこれ。炎上してるよ、展開が。うおー。Don't assume your dreams are大事。
暗いな。
お、え、あー、トイストーリー。
どこだよここ。
マジか。あ、すげえ人形になってる。うわ
それにこの格好。
いや、あ、ちょっと止まるなよ。ストリーミングが。あ、すっげえ。おお、スター・ウォーズか。てか、綺麗。フローリングで戦ってる。あやっぱりさ、最初から予想されてたよね。アクション、なんだっけ、連携アクションっぽいのでさ、ウッディ唐沢俊明になってる、ちゃんと。
ハートレスは前からここにいたのか。
おもちゃのハートレスが出るのかな。
そういえばそのハートレスが
おお、
みんながいなく
すごい綺麗じゃない。
他に何か手がかりはないかな。みんなが消えた時に変わったこととか。
悪役のやつと戦うのかね。
あれだな。あれですね。
どれ？
アンディたちが消えた直後、あの黒いモヤモ
すごい
ヤと一緒に。
あ、てか、なんか映像ボリュームありそうだな、これ。だって、スター・ウォーズじゃねえや、トイ・ストーリーだけでこんだけだよ。黒いフード。
知ってるやつなのか。
13期間か。
異変の原因がわかるかもしれない。俺たちに任せてくれないか。
うおー。
いや、空たちだけには任せられない。みんながいなくなった原因がわかるなら、俺たちの問題でもある。
うわ。
むしろ力を貸してくれ。
これは楽しみだ。
その黒コートはどこに。
めっちゃ長い映像。
偵察隊からの報告は、ターゲットが最後に確認されたのはギャラクシートイズです。
最近できた新しいおもちゃ屋だな。案内するよ。
外とかにも行くの？
屋根を伝っていくんだ。
屋根を伝っていくだ。うわ、すっごい街だ。普通、現代社会じゃん。やば。これは熱い。敵多いし。あらー、すごいぞー。床ちゃんと崩れてる。面白い。これほんと映像のボリューム高えな。あ、これトイ・ストーリーの武器だったんだ。てっきりベイマックスかと思ってたけどさ。草超きれい。芝生本物じゃねこれ。もう楽しみすぎる。街灯とかあるよ。マジでいける。えぐい攻撃すんな。無知で掴んで。ボス戦か。乗るの？別ゲーじゃん。キーブレードどこ行った？すごいすごいすごい。いやもうアクション性が違うゲームじゃんか。これ高いところから落ちるとダイブモードに入るんだ。めっちゃ乗るじゃん。めっちゃ乗るじゃん。すごい左のコマンドめっちゃ増えてる。青年だ。やっぱりお前が動き回るの？
ハートレスとノーバディの関係を見るようだな。
ハートレスノーバディ。
何がしたいんだよ。
我らも欠落した
なんか髪の毛。
この世界の心のつながりが手がかりになる。
まだトイ・ストーリーだけなんですけど。来年出るってよ。来年出るってよ。 1年延期かなトイ・ストーリーだけじゃんまだ。待って、複数あるってことトレーラー。そう考えていいのかな。
So good.
You guys see that? See that video?
情報まさかこれだけじゃないよ。何？おお。キングダムハーツだけ演出までこだわられてね。力の入れようがちげえ。何をしとるねん。レイダーは誰だって。なんだよこれ。マジで出んの来年。2018年12月。あり得るよ。全然あり得るよ。もともと 2.8 だって2016年のはずだったじゃん。1ヶ月伸びて2017年になったしな。スクエニから新しいトレーラー出てる。マジか。
So that's a pretty shocking announcement to have Pixar be part of the Kingdom Hearts universe. I don't think any of us expected that. So, Jason, can you tell us a small bit about what the
ちゃんと他のワールド作ってたんでよかったわ。
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've been lucky enough to work at Pixar for 23 years in the story department. I started when I was 5. It's amazing. But I was in the story department for Toy Story.
グフィーかわいいな。
Story supervisor for Toy Story 3, and so Buzz and Woody have been in my life for half my life. And I remember the very first meeting.
空だけ若干キモいわ。59秒。
About the promise and the amazing game we could make.
I think everybody else is enthusiastic about it as well.
I feel like I need an inhaler. Like I need oxygen.
That was a lot to take in.
It was a lot. Tasha, you're a die-hard Kingdom Hearts fan, correct?
Yeah, a little bit.
本当だ、59秒のが出てる。
I'm really excited to work on this project because I've been a gamer all my life.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge RPG nerd and love the Kingdom Hearts series. And I've also worked at Pixar for a long time and animated on Toy Story 2.
Well, no big deal.
So these
Toy Story
characters are
2.
very important to me, and it is just really fun to
Oh.
Collide, right?
Yeah.
And you worked on the game and helped bring it to life with the art style, creative direction, and animation even. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so one of my favorite things to work on was helping to design the toy versions of Sora, Donald.
It looks so good.
They look really good.
And
that cosplay is gonna be crazy, right?
Yeah.
And the Keyblade. As a gamer, I love collecting all the different Keyblades from all the different worlds, and helping work on the Toy Story Keyblade was really fun.
Yeah.
I hope I can collect the toys in real life.
Yes, I want all of them, please.
No, me too.
Yes.
なんかあった。
So, Jason, you mentioned that you worked a lot, very heavily in the story department. So, can you tell us a bit about the original story you're bringing to Kingdom Hearts with Pixar?
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's the coolest thing is for the game. This is a brand new story. It exists only in Kingdom Hearts 3, and Nomura-san and his brilliance was able to pitch something that we loved, and John Lasseter has been involved from the first day. And John loves this. John is so into it, and that first meeting where we decided, yes, we got to do it, he looked at us all around the table and square in the eyes and said, make it good. So like, no pressure. But I really feel like this thing is something that we are all very proud of. so excited to be a part of and can't wait for you guys.
ノムティス暇そうじゃねえか。
A brand new Toy Story story. That's a lot of stories, but that's incredible, right?
Yeah.
Come on, that's good. Wow. Nomura-san, in closing, do you have
野村さんっつったよ。
今週に何かトイ・ストーリーについて、はい。
そうですね。トイ・ストーリーについて、そうですか。
アドリブかよ。
最終言葉で毎年。
トイ・ストーリーに関してはですね、キングダムハーツ2の頃からずっとワールドとして、
あ、そうなんだ。2の頃から出そうと思ってたんだ。
ずっとお願いしてて、今回やっとこういう形で願いが叶い
へえ。
本当にファンの皆さんも喜んでくれたと思う。
本当これで終わりそうな感じがあるよね。嘘だろ。まさか終わんないよな。
Should he have some final words?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
ですね。
ファイナルワーズって言った。
何を言う？
最終メッセージとかファンに何か。
そうですね。あれなんだっけ。
例えばトレーラー。
あ、そうとか。すいません、忘れました。ですね。先ほど見ていただいたトレーラーなんですけども、前回オーケストラの時と同じく日本語版と英語版両バージョンプレイ部分が違っていますので、2種類。
これだけ臭いなちょっと。
冒頭ちょっと
これさ、来年発売って無理やりねじ込んだ感やばくね。
ショート版として冒頭部分だけを抜いたもの、これも日本語版と英語版があります。なので計4本この後、アップされますが、ぜひ、違いを
これだけだ。これだけだよ。おいマジかよ。嘘じゃん。日本人にオールさせてこれ。続きは TGS。
はい、あとですね、やっとトイ・ストーリーも発表できまして、18年ということも発表できまして、これでずっと隠してたのがちょっと一安心してですね、また次の情報、
これで安心したとか言わないでよ。
また考えてますのでお楽しみ。
嘘じゃん、表紙抜けだよちょっと。
He also said he's thinking about
こんだけ。
so please wait for that as well.
そして最後になりますが、
何？
今日会場に来てくださった皆様に、ポスターのプレゼントが
嘘？羨ましい。
行ってください。あとスマートフォンでやっているユニオンクロスの方でも今日の発表を記念して空のメダルを配布しますので。そちらもぜひ
日本のユニクロ来んのかよ。
And in final closing to commemorate today's special announcement, he's giving posters to everybody.
空のメダルっつってんね。来んのかよ日本のは。おお、すごい。あ、緑アップライトだ。
Oh man, incredible!
And in addition, if you play Kingdom Hearts Union Cross.You get a special in-game medal from now for quite some time. So check that out as well.
日本に来る？日本のバツ来る？終わった。うそ。詐欺ワールド発表ないの？何これ？ヒーハー関係ねえじゃん。 マジかよ。終わったよ。いやー。首太っ。おいおい、だったらもうちょっとさ、声優ゲストを豪華にするとかいろいろあったろう。全員出てきた。マジかよ。
Alright, so Kingdom Hearts 3 2018, how about that?
イエーイ、それはイエーイだよ。
So, that was really fantastic, all you guys. Thank you so much. I want to start by thanking our fantastic hosts, Jacksepticeye and Strawberry 17, and to our partners at Square Enix, Insomniac Games, EA,
情報多めって盛られたな。
Thank you guys so much, and a very
もうね、
big
声優さん
thank
出してほし
you
かったね。
to our special guests, Markiplier, Janina Gavankar, thank you so much. And John Boyega, thank you all. And of course, to all of our Disney and Marvel panelists and all those who work behind the scenes to put this all together, thank you, thank you. Now, as you all just saw, our game slate has something new and exciting for all of our fans, whether you love Disney, Pixar, Marvel, or Star Wars, or of course all of the above. There's so much to look forward to. And I want to
月
close
1ぐらい
out
で
by
発
once
表してくん
again
ねえかな、ニュート
thanking
レーラー。
all of you. You are the reason why we're all here and why we strive each and every day to bring our incredible stories and characters to life in new and interactive ways. And so, on behalf of everyone at Disney Consumer Products and Interactive Media, thank you. I hope you enjoy the rest of D23. Have a great weekend.
まあ情報を出しすぎるとファンの期待値高めすぎて痛い目見ることをもう4年前に学んだろうからね。そういう対策かも。終わったよ、放送が。これで終わり。マジか。まあ別に映像自体良かったけどな。まあ良かったんだけど、よくねえな。正直興奮はした。トイストーリー来るのかって。みんなお疲れ。じゃあ寝よっか。6時過ぎたよ。お疲れ。いやー。後でトレーラーちゃんと見返さないとな。メダル配布日本であるとは言ってないからね。ワンチャン海外だけぞ。お疲れ。仕事あるけど寝ます。お疲れ様ですわ、ほんと。でも、あれね、ロボットに乗ったりするのはもう新しい感じだったね。てかさ、ほんと俺、路上で戦ってんの感動したんだけど。そこでやんのかみたいな。現代社会に行くんだね、ついに。空。ちょっと楽しみだぞ。ワールド2、3個発表するかと思ったけど、トイストーリーですごい詰めてきたね。まあ、いっか。終わるか。 キンハ3の影響で人形版空のおもちゃ、絶対出るよ。絶対出ると思う。消えた仲間を探しに行くんだね。てかまあ、青年ゼロノート出てたね。そういえば。また一人でこそこそ動き回る役なのかな。いや、ゆっくり、なんか、トレーラーゆっくり見る動画作ろうかな、また。TGS でなんか体験版欲しいね。去年みたいに。よし。寝よう。寝ます。付き合ってくれてありがとうな。多分また今後ね、いろんな情報出てくると思うし、来年発表ってまあ一応目標が聞けたのは良かったと思うよ、俺。来年出てくれることを祈る。というわけで、D23 のアーカイブじゃねえや、ストリーミングでした。みんなおやすみ。バイバイ。